Matt here for Toolbox Talks. Today we're continuing to learn about the SDS manual. If you missed the first video, it would be helpful to watch this in order, so go back and review that and come back here. Today we're going over section 5 through 8. SDS information is provided by the manufacturers for all the chemicals that we use and will be in a consistent 16-section format. Because we're exposed frequently to chemicals, it's important to have a guide for each chemical. Our goal for this mini-series is to give you the ability to search and find the information you need quickly. The fastest way to find an SDS for the chemical you're using is to Google it. If for some reason you don't have a working phone, or you're out of signal, or you're in the sticks, or your battery died, we have these monstrosities in the safety boxes. Remember that big yellow thing that's about the size of a phone book?
What's a phone book, Matt?
You're too young, don't worry about it. In the first video, we finished the first 4 sections and showed the example on the phone. Today we're going to use Versico Weathered Membrane Cleaner. So we literally Googled SDS Versico Weathered Membrane Cleaner, and it was the second link. Section 5, firefighting measures. You find ways to effectively put the fire out with the chemical and also ways not to put it out. Do not use high-pressure water streams. For example, use carbon dioxide, regular dry chemical, regular foam, or water. Special hazards, highly flammable liquid and vapor. Vapors are heavier than air and flash back. So if you're in a fishbowl where you're down low and you're working down in there with a bunch of weathered membrane cleaner, you might want to be real careful about that, because if that goes bang, it's going to be ugly. Move container for the fire area if it can be done quickly without risk. Fight fire from maximum distance or use unmanned hose holder. Section 6, accidental release measures. This section gives you ways to clean up and respond to accidental release spills or leaks for the chemical. The goal is to minimize exposure to people and to the environment. Personal protective equipment and emergency procedures. Wear personal protective clothing and equipment. See section 8. So we would skip on to section 8 and talk about that. For containment and cleanup, remove all sources of ignition, avoid breathing vapors, large spills, keep unnecessary people away, isolate hazard area, and deny entry. Prevent entry into waterways, sewers, basements, or confined areas. Section 7, handling and storage. This section talks about the knowledge of safe handling as well as conditions for proper storage of the chemical. Simply gives you awareness of how to handle and store the chemical. This is a highly flammable liquid and vapor. Keep container tightly closed. Keep away from heat, sparks, open flame, hot sources, ground or bond container, and receiving equipment. Be very careful with static around this stuff. A spark will ignite this. Wear protective gloves, protective clothing, eye protection, face protection. Keep away from incompatible materials. Do not breathe vapor. Do not eat, drink, or smoke when using this product. No smoking. Section 8, exposure controls, personal protection. This section informs you how to be equipped to handle chemicals and exposure limits and recommended personal protective equipment. Take advantage of the information here. Take some time to look up and review a couple of the SDSs related especially to the products you are using the most. Remember that the things you expose your body to affect more than just you. Thanks. Keep up the good work. Because we're exposed frequently